And I loved it. It was the best job I ever had. I loved it.
It is important that we operate in the open, important that we do that to fulfill our mission here at the USDA.
USDA, which is, of course, the Department of Agriculture, which is a huge conglomerate, a huge monster of a government organization.
The Department of Agriculture, the USDA.
USDA Ag Outlook Conference.
USDA's risk management.
The USDA is a government agency so massive that it impacts virtually every aspect of our lives. From the food we eat, to the medicines we take, to entertainment events we attend, and even the animals we keep as pets. Probably the most trusted government agency, the USDA has an annual budget larger than the gross national products of the oil-rich nations of Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, and Kuwait combined.
I know I will be retaliated against.
Upper management is atrocious.
There were a number of issues of non-compliance.
Current and former USDA inspectors have stepped forward with compelling evidence of code violations within the USDA that have the potential to affect the health and well-being of millions of Americans.
I know I will be fired, but at this point, I have no other choice because no other inspector wants to speak out.
It was obvious I was being retaliated against for filing the complaints.
I feel like they're more under pressure from people above them to not do the jobs.
They are not helped, and frequently they are hindered by management.
The rule was not being applied. It had no intention to enforce it.
We're talking a government agency not enforcing federal regulations. To me, that should be a crime in itself because it's affecting the health and welfare of the animals as well as the public.
In addition to inspecting and certifying that our food supply is safe, the USDA is responsible for the protection of our soil, water, wildlife, and rangelands, managing the enormous U.S. Forest Service, and the regulation of over 17 million animals that are used for biomedical research each year.
A household pet to me would be a dream come true if I was a laboratory researcher.
My dogs were sold to Cedars-Sinai for $500 a piece.
I could draw blood off of him with no problem. He would behave. I could give commands, the dog would behave.
40 years ago, Life magazine exposed the hidden world of pet theft. Animal dealers who steal family pets for sale to the biomedical research industry. The Life magazine article inspired the passage of the Animal Welfare Act a few years later. The USDA has been its policeman ever since. Current results of our investigation suggest little, if anything, has changed in almost 4 decades. This documentary, Behind Closed Doors, the USDA, will uncover the potential failures of the agency before yet another national emergency hits, overwhelming and confusing our American institutions, once again rattling the faith we have placed in them.